I often say it gets greater later, and it does. But what do I mean by that? Well, let me tell you. It's a good thing you asked. So, if you're sober curious, which is kind of a thing and a big movement right now, people being curious as to being sober, or maybe not necessarily recovery, but what does sobriety look like when you don't drink? It gets greater later. Well, your health, first and foremost. You're not going to be hungover. You will have more energy. You'll have a clearer mind. You'll start caring about yourself and what you eat. So that's your health. You don't have that when you're under the influence. You don't give a shit what you're eating, nor have any type of motivation to do anything about it. What else gets greater later? Oh, your relationships. Your relationships aren't going to be based off of alcohol. It's going to be real, genuine connection that your relationships are based on. So that gets greater later. What about, so the friends, you're going to get a more quality, like-minded friends that build you up versus tear you down. That gets greater later. Your feelings, you'll start to feel real feelings, real emotions, rather than emotions when you're drunk and hungover and under the influence aren't real. They're manufactured by a poison and a drug. So of course they're not real. You'll start to feel joy, happiness. You'll feel real empathy. You'll feel real compassion. That gets greater later. Your thoughts will definitely change. Your thought process, that change, that gets greater later. So there's a whole bunch of aspects and positivity and so much to be said about not drinking and the benefits. Pretty much every single aspect of your life gets greater later when you do not drink. So if you're interested in more about this, I do host Saturday morning Zoom meetings depending on what time zone you're in. If you'd like to pay attention to those, it's an open invite to just about anybody. I do speak English, so understand English, please. But other than that, if you're curious about sobriety, recovery, the benefits, and sometimes stories of what the pain is, of the difference in being in an active addiction and active drinking. Everybody has horror stories. What does it look like on the other side? And you want somebody to lock arms with, and accountability, and somebody to lift you up and support you, might be a good opportunity to think about it. Make it a great day. Remember, it gets greater later when you stay in your lane and handle your business.